In Ubuntu, we have a command line utility called sed, which stands for Stream Editor. It's a 40-plus-year-old utility that's been in Unix and Linux basically forever. It's great for text processing and complicated substitution tasks. In this video, I'll introduce some simple examples of sed to get you started. So here in my Documents folder, I have a file called trnt.txt. It's the poem by Robert Frost, the famous poem, The Road Not Taken. Now, there's a few things in here. If we look at the first line, two roads diverged in a yellow wood. Well, let's say I want to replace, for whatever reason, I want to replace yellow with red. So the word yellow with red. So with sed, it's very simple. We use sed, and with a single quote, we give it the S command, which is substitute, then a slash, yellow, and we want to substitute yellow with red. Now this will replace all instances of it. Oh, and after red we need another slash and trnt.txt. So this will output the contents again, but you'll notice here instead of yellow it says two roads diverge in a red wood. And Robert Frost just rolled in his grave. Now we could also use sed like we use grep. If we wanted to grep for, let's say, the word wood, and we specified the file, we see here two roads diverge in a yellow wood, and two roads diverge in a wood, and so it comes up again here. Now with sed, we can do -n /wood /p for print, and then specify the file. And it outputs the same thing, but without this fancy color highlighting. Now, we can also do some more editing, like deleting lines or modifying it. And we can delete lines by giving it the D command and specifying the number of lines. So if we do sed 2D and specify the file, this will delete the second line of the file. Now you'll notice here the output in every case is just to the standard output. And at the beginning we have the title, and then it goes right into the poem. The second line previously had, if we scroll up and look at the second line, this blank line. So what this did, it deleted the second line or that blank line. Now if I could do something like this, if I want to get rid of the title and the first line and that second line, I can do this. And if I scroll up, you'll see it removes the title and that first blank line, and it goes right into the poem. Now I could do other things with wildcards. If I do 1, sign D, and put this in. Actually, let's do 2. So this deletes everything from the first line to the $, which is the last line of the file. So we've basically just deleted the whole file. And if we do 2, we delete everything in it except for the first line. So everything after the first line. So we give it a range here. We don't have to always be destructive with sed. We can actually append things to it. So if I do sed, and let's say I want to append something on to the end of it, I put a $, and A for append, a backslash, and then I can put in something like, let's say, and Steve Scott, my name, and give it the file name. And now at the end it has Robert Frost and Steve Scott. So I've just taken credit for having co-written The Road Not Taken before I was born. Another thing we can do with sed is add line numbers. So sed, we give it the equal sign and the file name. It gives us numbers preceding every line. Now these numbers come up on a line of their own, so it has 1 and then followed by the line, 2 followed by the line. Often we might want to put this enumeration on the same line. So instead of having the number and then the line following it, what we can do, we can get fancy and actually pipe the contents or the output of this sed command into another sed command. And this time I'm going to use n followed by a semicolon. So this is really add. N means add the next line to the current pattern that I'm going to specify. So I'm going to substitute the new line with the space. But this new line and the appending is going to affect these numbers and bring the following line up onto the current line. So if I run this again, it will give me all the line numbers followed by the contents of the line. So that looks a little nicer. Now sed is a powerful and complex tool for processing text. I've just scratched the surface here to give you the flavor of it, at least enough to get you started. It would take an entire course to fully explore sed, and there are entire textbooks out there written only about sed. And with that, we'll conclude this introduction to sed.